Okay, guys, we are back at it. And we are about to talk about how to track short interest and what it means. Short interest is how you get the short squeeze to come in. There's a few different things that they look for on different chart trading time frames when it comes down to short interest and how to spot it out. But the most important thing to understand is you want to catch that short squeeze in a stock when it's down at the bottom. Not when the stock is overbought at the top. Y'all been seeing the last videos. Y'all already know how that go. I ain't got to show y'all those, tell y'all about it. Y'all already know. See that thing down at the bottom. This big red candlestick, for example, would be huge in short interest. Short sellers would have took they selling positions. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't understand, I need to slow down and break it down for you a second. So you make money going both ways on the market. You don't only got to buy stocks up. I kid you not. You can make money betting that thing goes down. And they probably make even more money betting stocks go down than people do betting stocks go long, because as you know, these things dip more than they rip. Coming down to like short selling and stuff like that, you do gotta have a certain amount of your portfolios and all that, but we'll talk about that in another lesson. Okay. Right now to understand is how to spot out big short interest on the stock. So me, you already know where it's gonna go. I'm going towards those 52-week lows and oversold. I'm looking for big short interest. Here we can see on a quick example here, a random example, CRVO. We're not going to talk about its industry and all that stuff like that, okay? Look, if you wonder what this is the medical stock. We're not going to talk about that here. We're going to talk about the short interest that's been climbing up higher and higher and higher and higher and nonstop. And what this is those short sellers of people, people are bearish, or people who be bearish on the markets. They're making a lot of money in this direction. Notice the time frames on this. Notice these, okay, your short interest updates every 15 days. If your short interest doesn't get updated within the 15 days, the big makers and then market makers and insiders and whatnot, they trying to manipulate that stock, and they got some something fishy going on in between. Keep that in mind, okay? That they update every 15 days. Here, for example, we can see CRVO. Let's go down to CRVO on your monthly chart so you understand, because these months go back some times. I'll zoom in for those of you on the bad eyes or on your phone or whatever. You can see that the dates going back a ways of a time on it. Back about a year even. And we've got our monthly chart. This thing has done nothing but continuously sell off nonstop. It will get massive in short interest all the way from March. And notice your short interest from March, when that short interest will start picking up and getting bigger and bigger month by month, week by week, all the way down to the point where this thing goes to a massive sell off. Huge. Lower than it's ever even been, even. This is a high short squeeze potential target. All those shorts that we're seeing, they're going to have to cover up those shares. Okay, so I got to slow down a bit now. Now that you understand that you make money going long and going short, I mean, for those of you who don't understand what that is, long is buying it up, short is betting it down. Now that you understand what going long, going short is, now that you understand you make money going long and going short, and now that you understand that you want to catch that short squeeze at the bottom, because you'll see your short interest, like I say, hold on, let me show you one more time, get bigger and bigger month by month by month. Once again, to slow down and reiterate, from month 3 where it was small, all the way to now where short interest is massive on this. So here is huge short interest. And I'll take you back. Again, to reiterate so you understand. The last, ever since January, February, March, ever since month 3, nothing but nonstop selling. And in this case, nonstop short selling. So let me tell you what's going to happen. Again, keep in mind it's a medical stock, a health stock. Y'all know how I feel about those, okay? So, well, let me tell you what will happen on a stock getting ready to come in for the squeeze, okay? So they gonna start buying this up down from the bottom. Mind you, your stats. Average volume on 300,000, free flow on 5.35 million. You've seen the previous videos, then you understand. If you skip those for whatever reason, then let me explain just really briefly, okay? Your free float is like this your cup. You got a cup size. It's 5.35 million. Let's say that's like a little medium McDonald's cup size. Let's call it a small McDonald's cup size. Okay. You got an average volume of 317,000. Your volume is the water. Currently in the last trading day, you got 600,000 in volume, 600,000 in water, and you got a cup size of 5.35 million. You need more water to come and fill up that cup. You need more volume to come fill up that float. People are going to want to buy this while it's at the bottom. Notice how your volume breaking over the average volume. And if I hone in just a bit, you got some bearishness coming in. They're getting excited right now here at the bottom of this stock. So what's going to happen? This short interest that you see big, zoom out some. This short interest that you see big, that geared up for months and months. Now it's at the max here. They're gonna start covering up their shares. So over the course of the next couple of months, we'll watch short interest get down lower and lower and lower. How down can it get? Will it go? You ask. Well, remember, month three is where short interest will start picking up at. Let's go back down to month three and see how high that was. January, February, March. Back on March. Back in March before I had that big sell off. This was at the highs of, look at this, $26. They can squeeze this back up to 26. And not to mention all the other buyers and whatnot that can add on extra pressure. So potentially this could squeeze past $26. Now that you understand how to see those ranges and whatnot, I'll hone in a bit and I'll show you how to see specific target ranges on your smaller charts and whatnot so you can guide yourself. Well, and so how this short squeeze happens. Okay, so it's not always just one big massive insta short squeeze. Sometimes those shorts they'll do gradual short covering over the course of time. The traders and whatnot. It'll make us a little bit antsy and stuff because we so much want that big short squeeze just come in and happen. They finna explode it all back up to $10 instantly, and beyond. We can't wait for that. But sometimes they don't do it like that. Sometimes those big, especially off like low stats and stuff like this. Sometimes move slow. So you understand this. Sometimes they'll just buy up more and more, and or in this case, what we looking for since they short inches big, they'll do what's called buy to cover. That's how they lock in their gains. Let me briefly explain. Once you shorten that thing down, let's say I'm just throwing numbers. I don't know exactly how many percent it is. I can figure out how many it is. I'll do that in 1 second. So let's say that they shorted this down and it went from $15 down to $1. Let's say that they winning 100% gain right now, right? Now let's say that once we start buying up, because notice how it's going up some. So instead of just being up 100% still, it's going up now. So now they losing out on gains. They only 90%. So they get nervous. Like, oh man, I'm losing out. They got they 7 to 15% stop losses. Y'all know how those go. So they stop losses getting hit, and they targets getting hit and stuff like that. So they covering up those shares. As they cover up those shares more and more, the stock will climb more and more throughout the days. Maybe a day come in bearish and it slow down just a bit. You know how that go. And then they want to try to short it back down. But more bulls come in where they want to cover up more shares over the course of days, which will be gradual short covering over the course of days rather than an insta short squeeze happening instantly. In most cases, though, you do get that hot short squeeze real fast because and when the stock pick up in over the average volume and get over 1 million and start to flood that free float, then it pops on everybody's radar because the people usually got their scanners and stuff set for a stock to get over that 1 million. You're not getting the squeeze out of there unless that thing really picks up in that value. Because if it's not picking up that value, and all the swing traders and day traders and whatnot are starting to if we're not trying to get confident in there and trying to load it up, then they ain't got no. Then shorts don't have a reason to get nervous and want to cover their shares. But what will happen is if they are getting nervous fast enough, because some of them they get off work late and stuff like that. Some of them ain't getting off work till 1:30 p.m. Some of them ain't looking back till 4. Somebody just got done doing this or woke up too late, whatever, and they see that they done lost 50% of their gains. So now they nervous. You know how it is, you trying to get in there real fast, get your order filled. They squeeze in there to get their orders filled, initiating that short squeeze. They got to do what's called buy the cover, adding back on that buying pressure. And we'll talk more about that in the lesson. Don't want to overwhelm you with too much here. So let's hone in on some targets. Look at your 15-minute. Look at this 15-minute chart here. Okay, so let's say shorts want the coverage, which probably a couple of them did in the last trading day for 181, and started buying back up. And you see big resistance here around this right under $2. Right under, 193 if you want to be exact. I know how some of y'all be in the comments. It's not $2, it's 193. 193 to be exact. And then if it can break past this, then they get nervous. They stop loss getting hit, and it'll start to go up towards another round, stopping around that 232. I mean 223. After you can break past there, you're looking for another quick spike up towards about that 240. Let me hone in so you can better see all of this. Going towards about that 240 right there. Notice where it hits these big. I'm showing you big resistance points. What I'm showing you. Look, you on over. Big resistance points. Big resistance points. Look at this. Look at this. Big resistance at that 240. That's gonna be a massive resistance point at 240. 212, and 240 gonna be huge resistance points on there. And then if it can break past that, look at this. If it can break past 240, ain't nothing holding it back from just shooting all the way back up to about $9. I can hone in on this. We can look like a little bit further in depth, but this is how you're gonna be looking for your targets. And those targets along the way at $9 will be gradual short covering. And if that comes in for an instant short squeeze, then all the other short sellers will be nervous. They done lost out on almost half of the gains already. If it goes back up to $10, they're gonna be so nervous that they're gonna want to start locking in gains. So once it gets past there, around 910, I know it's a bigger chart. I know it's a bigger chart right here because I'm on a 4 hour chart. So it's probably hard for you little those you on the phone or with the bad eyes to see, but bear with me here. So you break past that that $10 range where it got big resistance at, okay? And then it'll stop around 15. It might not even go past that. And if I show you this back a few literally just about a week ago, short interest wasn't that, it was still massive around that time, still leaving so much insane room for them to cover up the rest of those shares, leaving this thing room to explode. In fact, how high this thing even been? Okay, this thing wasn't at $9 million or whatever that say up there. They had to do a lot of reverse splits or something like that to get them up there. But wow, look at these heights up there. Like CRV, I'm coming for a move. And that's just one example, okay? So if you're still with me here and you still got time, I can go ahead and show you another quick random example. I don't know. Let's just click on any one. It don't matter. I'll do this. It don't matter. Let's see what's this. MYNZ. So, and again, keep in mind, key statistics matter. The industry is saying it's another health stock. What's up with all these health stocks popping up? That does matter. And of course, news will matter as well. And overall everything. The market conditions will apply. I'm gonna tell you now. If those markets be red, you probably not getting no squeeze at all. I'm just throwing that out there, man. So probably want markets to be bullish. You trying to be chasing up a short squeeze and hoping that stock get bullish from that. I don't know what stock we were just on. I forgot. So we'll just continue on with this stock, TCRX. As you can see, TCRX, massive in short interest. Huge in short interest. It's been sold off all the way. What's this? A therapy. So all these therapeutics keep popping up. This one right here, if they start to cover those shares, they'll get stopped around 310, around 350. Big resistance around 4. If they can break past that, well, from there, I gotta go to a monthly chart. You'll be able to see. Well, the sky's the limits after that. And it's all about if they cover those shares. Because once all the short sellers cover those shares and that short is all the way back down low, well, that stock is in a prime position for a long, and they get back in compliance and whatnot. They over $1. Big whales and long-term investment institutions. Well, they see that as a sign of bullishness. Short interest going down or staying low is a sign of bullishness. Short interest getting big or climbing higher, excuse me, is a sign of bearishness. You want to see short interest get smaller. You can see daily short sale volume as well, like for you day traders. I see it on Moomoo. But you see here on this stock, PJHL is not big in daily short interest. What stock was that we were just looking at? Watch this. TCRX. TCRX. On the TCRX, we can see in the most recent days it's very active in the daily short volume, right? And notice here we on a daily chart here. Notice here in the last few days, it's been very active in that selling pressure. This is gonna come in for a quick squeeze and around the short covering for those daily active short sellers that want to cover their things around the dailies. Some of those people be day traders. Keep in mind, you can literally day trade it down too, and that's why we see a lot of stocks that dip down throughout the day, start to come in for that reversal towards the end of the day. Because a lot of those people in there with the active daily short volumes and whatnot, they cover up those shares same day. You want to see a stock begin at the bottom. Now that you understand all of that, because that was just a lot. I know it was a lot. Understand if you oversold on your monthlies, you got big short interest, and this been short interest piling up for months. Not on this stock, on for months. For if there's been short interest coming up for months, and you on your monthly chart, well, that short interest can make that thing reverse up for all of those gains that has been lost out for months, especially if they initiate an insta short squeeze, which they will. And that volume pick up high enough, the shorts get scared enough, ain't nothing but a couple videos and piece of news to scare those shorts out. Y'all know how that go. And if you're doing that off your like dailies and weeklies and whatnot, well, you probably want to be honing in on your targets from there. Like I showed you, you got a target and big resistance points that you'll be hitting to where you be expecting short interest and or the reversal to stop and do battle. If it can break past those points, they get volatile, and then that short squeeze will begin to halt. Oh, y'all know nothing about no halts, man. Let me see. I just seen something up here that said halted on this list. I'm pretty sure. Where that thing just go? Oh, here it go right here. Was that it? Yeah. Well, what's this? Why is this halted? Okay, this one here is halted down. But if you get a stock that's exploding enough, then it'll halt it. And if they halt it, it's like the market makers pressing the pause button so they can come up with a plan or whatnot. Either they want a plan to push it down, or they all want to get themselves a second to set the orders to buy in. Those are just a couple things to look out for. Let's say I don't want to overwhelm you with too much in a short interest, and you can be checking out their news, or sometimes on their different pieces of news, they'll give you an actual short interest update. It'll say something like what's going on with this stock or what's going on with that stock. I love to see if I can find one real quick before we go. Let me see. I just seen one earlier. I just don't recall. Was it on RGTI? I hope so, because I ain't got too much time to look. Let's see. Well, I guess you just got to find it on the next time, and I'll show you more about what that looks like. So I will make another short interest update as we dive deeper on how to see these things in detail and stuff like that. And I'm Billy Banks. Remember, you can ask me any questions. I am with you guys. There is no such thing as a bad question, and I greatly encourage you to challenge me to the challenging questions. Give me a challenge. Y'all got a 24/7 live financial influencer at your service. I'm got these stock alerts and all that stuff like that. Put me to work. I'm here for y'all. Okay. Let me know what y'all need updated next. I did make a lot more long form educational training style videos for beginners to understand. And if you want to begin to dive in and hone your skills and really get this money, well, join me in my live 24/7 live trading classroom. I am in here and I say 24/7. You any new members who done joined in, y'all see I haven't left not once. Ready for y'all to come in and ask a question or catch a live trade anytime, any day. I'm Billy Banks. Make sure that you get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any updates, any analyses, any early seats. Be in the Discord to get these alerts on time. Outside of teaching these lessons and talking in the classroom stuff like that, I also put out my alerts telling you guys when to buy and when to sell. I have trained thousands of members to consistently trade these stocks and get their full-time lifestyles going and stuff like that. Not only to the point where they trade them, but to the point where they even become coaches and analysts as well. So you can follow along in the alerts from the Bankability coaches and analysts. And if you want to get your skills leveled up to these coach and analyst style levels, you need to be in Bankability so I can show you the ropes on how to do all of this. I'll see y'all in here and happy trade.